Good morning to all my viewers out there all across the world. Let's give God some praise and let us pray together right quick. Heavenly Father, we just want to say thank you for your grace and your mercy. We want to thank you that you sacrificed your only beloved Son for our sin. We want to thank you that you watched over us last night, protect us from all the harms and the dangers of the world. We thank you for waking us up to a beautiful day. And Father, I'm asking for your blessing on nursing home, those incarcerated, those are disabled, and especially our babies. Our babies need to be nurtured. And Father God, I know that you can make a way, and we know that you love babies. I'm asking you to help me to deliver this message to all those viewers out there and help them to understand we must protect our little children. I give you all the praise. I give you all the honor. In Jesus' name, amen. I want to talk to you about something that I think is important. To me, when I see a little baby, man, I become emotional. I don't care what kind of baby it is. God didn't put me out here like a white baby, a black baby, a green one, or a purple one. Oh, no. God wants me to enjoy all the colors that he put before. Like there's all the plants in the garden. I can't pick one plant over them. That's God's gift. Those babies is a God gift to you and to me. I was a baby. You was a baby. No matter how you were nursed growing up, you had to crawl before you walked. I care about babies. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. When I look at the world today, and I'm looking at all our little babies are growing up looking like gangsters, little kids. It happened because you are allowing society to dictate how you should raise your baby. You know me. You know me very well. But it's one thing that I would like to tell you and to tell my audience out there. If you can believe, you can achieve. And you can believe that I have a message for you about the importance of watching over and taking care of these little babies. We are in trouble. It starts at home. But before I get off into it, let me read you something what the Bible said about babies. You have taught children in nursing in pain to give you praise. They silence your enemy who were seeking. We're talking about babies. And that came from Psalms 8:2. Let me read it again where we can all process this in the same way. We have taught children in nursing in pain to give you praise. They silence your enemy who were seeking revenge. You better protect that baby. Let me read you another one. The 1 Peter, the 2nd chapter, the 2nd and 3rd verse. Please listen. Why is it important to protect our baby? You must crave pure spiritual milk so that it can grow in the fullness of salvation. Cry out for this. Nursement, as a baby cries out for milk. Now that you have had a taste of the Lord's kindness, you got to bring that baby up with spiritual milk. You have to love that baby. You have to cherish that baby. And I don't care who you are. When you see little babies in the mother's arm and seeing how they develop, man, don't you realize, man, if you don't have some kind of emotion, you don't have a heart. Remember that. Let me read this last one to you. Coming from Matthew, the 11th chapter, the 25th verse. Then Jesus prayed this prayer. Our Father, the Lord of the heavens and the earth, and thank you for hiding the truth from those who think themselves so wise and clever, and for revealing it to all childlike. Those babies. And I got to share something with you, and it brings joy to my heart, it brings love to my heart. Now, yesterday, I taught Sunday school, and I look forward to teaching Sunday school. But to see them little babies coming in a world of uncertainty, bring love to my heart. When I see them, I see love. When they see me, they know that's a different kind of love. No matter what teacher comes into class to teach them, those kids, as young kids, they're going to spot out the one that gives them attention, the one that shows them love, the one that shows them kindness, they show them that's peace, and they're going to show you their love back. I'm being honest. Men's, boys, if you get an opportunity and stop complaining, go and start teaching Sunday school to the little babies that's growing up. You have went beyond the things. Let this baby grow up in a world of feeling safe, feeling secure, feeling loved. I'm telling you, you have to nurse that baby. Hey, I'm not talking about you only, the mom. We're talking about you too, Dad. We have to, we're in a war out here. And we're putting our babies on the front line. Why? They have no training. You cannot put a baby in this war without having training. If you read the Bible, you train a kid in ways, in the way they should go, they will never depart from you. We got babies out here with guns protecting our street. The babies out-arm the police's force. These little kids are growing up in a world that's going to cause grave damage to our society. Look around. If you're a parent, if you're a friend, whatever, look at how that little kid is growing up. What can you do to help divert the kid's mind into the right direction? It takes two to tango. That's all I got to say. Our kids raising up with the ideal, this is cool. They got little knives. You're showing them all these movies. You're showing all these criminals pictures on TV in their presence. You done gave them little babies an iPhone. They know how to put Wi-Fi. They know how to go on YouTube because other kids that have not been trained is training your baby. I hope that you understand what I'm saying. If we don't grab hold to our babies and teach them, we are a dying society. If we don't train these kids right from wrong, we're dealing with a problem. I'm talking about these little babies that's growing up. You bring these babies in the world and you throw them out to the wolves. I'm going to say this to every last one of you. Specifically, if you are a woman, you brought the baby in this world just to nurse them until they get to an age where they can nurse themselves. You are a poor mother to allow your kids to be raised up and you don't train them. You are a poor mother if you let your kids go out and stay out all night and come in the same time you do, or may not come in. You're not a parent. you're a poor example. You need to set the example in order for your kids to follow. You want to be able to leave a path that your parents did not leave. You want to leave a path that you created as a parent where your kid will be able to follow you. Your baby will be able to follow you because you have set a good example. I don't mean to come at you, but I mean to tell the truth. We are falling back every day. All races, bringing kids into this world to be nothing but gangsters, murderers, because that's something that you've been involved and you're not teaching your kids that this is a dangerous road. I've been there, done that, and I don't want you to fall into my path. I'm going to say this to all the black families. You need to put up or you need to shut up when it comes down to your baby. You are the cause. You are the effect of whatever your kids out there doing. Because those kids don't know how to fight a war. You give them guns, and guess what? They have no training. You brought them in this world to create problems. You understand? Where there's a problem, there is a solution. But you first got to identify where the problem is. Identify the problem is my son and my daughter. Once you identify who the son or the daughter, what kind of solution are you going to give them? Or are you going to let them continue with the problem? You are a poor thinker. You are a poor leader. You are a poor example if you don't train your kids how to fight this war that we in. Most parents don't realize these babies are in a war. They wakes up, ghettos, highways and byways all across the world. Then I see all these black kids are not raised in the way they should go. I'm going to say this, and I mean to say this. Black, brown, whatever. Look how society have programmed you to think you need to get out of the rut of how you're raising your baby. Parents, you have to set the example. When you walk around here and only thing you do is walk around and find who's the next man or who I can see. And the father, you walk around, I done had a baby, I'm trying to get somebody else. But you don't train these little babies when they come in the world. I don't care if your girlfriend or your boyfriend. If both of y'all have love and kindness for that little baby, no matter what goes down, both of y'all are responsible for the baby raising. Let me read something to you. A baby's got opinion that the world should go on. Did you understand that? A baby's got opinion that the world should go on. Every time there's a recycling, a baby, it starts from the roots. If you keep recycling all these bad habits, it goes from generation to generation. If you see and you hear your surroundings, you will be able to listen to the wolves out there waiting to capture your baby. You don't care about your kids. Shame on you. You are no good mother or you are no good father. You can care about them, but you may not have to, whatever the situation may be. You must understand that that's my DNA. That's her DNA. those DNA combined. We have to look at our babies, black people. Look what we're doing to them. Look how society have programmed us to think the way we think. We need to reprogram our mind. Our kids are suffering as the result of your stupidity. You better look at yourself. You better do a self-awareness of who you are when you're raising that baby. You bring that baby in the world, I got to go out to the club tonight. Hey, little girl, 10 years old, why don't you watch the baby until I come from the nightclub? You come back from the nightclub, you half drunk, the baby is crying, and you want to get some sleep, and you want to go over there and slap the baby. You're no good mother. You're no good mother. I got to call it the way I see it. If the shoe fit, you wear it. The streets is more important to you than your kids. The street got more power over you than you have on your kids. You're teaching those kids how to live the life you live in. As the result, monkey see, monkey do. I hope you understand. I love little children. When I was a child, I thought as a child. As I got older, and how God have blessed me to go through many trials and tribulation in my life, God loved little children. So do I, and you should, and the world should. Look at these kids. You raise your kids. That white man raised his kid. The Chinese raised their kid. Every nationality raised their kids in a way that they learn how to love and respect their sisters and brothers, regardless of whether they're race, religion, sex, or national origin. We must change our wicked ways and raise these babies in a spiritual way. They dying on the streets. We want to know why. Well, guess what? I'm looking at the parents when certain things happen. As first place, I'm going to do an investigation. I'm going to start at the parents. What kind of life did this kid live? How was this kid raised up? Was he raised up in a nursing environment? Was he been abused? Was he been misused by the parent? Parents, me, and everybody else. You're going to have to pay the cost to the boss if you don't start raising that baby in the way that that baby should grow. Let me read something else to you. Babies are angels whom wings grow shorter as their legs grow longer. You understand what that meant? Did you understand what that meant? If you don't understand something, don't be like a lot of kids in the class. They don't want to answer. But do you know what that means? Everybody's not going to comprehend at the same way. I'm talking about babies. And babies are angels whom wings grow shorter and the legs grow longer. Babies are a little rivet in the bonds of marriage. Oh, man. Man, when you get married, you've been raised in the church, you know right from wrong. You know what the Bible said, how to raise that baby. And you're not allowing the outside world to affect the love that you have for that baby. You and the parent. And you know and I know. Man, when that baby come out, everybody wanted to love, kiss on the baby. You know what I mean? Wash their hands. They want to hold that little baby. And by you being a protected mother or a protected father, you know who you wants to hold that baby. And no matter what nasty rascal come out there, and you know that he got a bad habit of not washing his hands or whatever, you don't want the boy to touch the baby. You want to make that baby feel loved. You want to make that baby feel, my mom and my dad is my protector. And God is protecting my mom and dad. You have to program them kids. If I saw something, and I'm the father, and I saw my kids in danger, my baby's in danger, you must be willing to sacrifice your life for your little baby. That's something, if you are a man, I didn't say a boy, if you have never discovered something that you're willing to die for, you're not a man. You don't have any of them. Now, you know where I'm coming from. If you're not willing to die for your mother, and knowing that something about to happen, and you sat back and look scared, you're not a man. I'm going to put it out there, boy. You're not a man. If you're going to sit up there and let your kids bring up into the world, you're not around. You're sitting out there seeing all the gang bangers and all this kind of stuff. You could have put a stop to that before it started. I care about our population. I care about these little kids. All you got to do is start from here. 6 months later, a year later, they learn how to walk. 6 months, they learn how to talk. You understand? God brought these babies in this world for a reason. You bringing this baby in the world for another reason. If your reason and God's reason does not align together, there's trouble. You can put your money on that. I care about these little babies. I'm older now, and I can look at the passion and the love that these babies are coming into the world. But why we don't care? Our black parents, I'm not saying all, you and I are the cause and the effect as to why our children are not developing and growing up in a world that they can feel competitive. And I'm going to say this again. When you look at how we think and how we reason with each other, this is a scar that could never heal. That scar started back in slavery. How we was taught how to fight and kill against each other. How we was taught how to talk against each other. All you got to do when you read your Bible, you may be in the new revelation, but you got to go back into the old revelation to understand the new revelation. The old revelation started in slavery, where white people programmed you to fall under their command and be afraid of them. And you done taught your baby it's that disease you've been transmitting from slavery. You keep transmitting that disease throughout the black neighborhood. It's to become a toxic disease. I hope you understand. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer as a result of how we're raising our babies. Look at around you. Look at the school system. Look how the system is set up. The system is set up because they know that the majority of failure will be in the minority race. Then program your mind, how you think, how you act, and it become a solution to their problem. You don't have to look further of how you raising your kids. Society that we live in is a dangerous world. Not everybody thinks the same. Not everybody is racist. Not everybody have religion differences. We got people that have been reading the Bible that as long as this world is operating the way it is, racism is a sickness unto death. You're going to go to grave hating people because of their race, religion, sex, or national origin. We need to raise your baby and my baby in a loving environment. As a result of your stupid, your ignorant, your irresponsible attitude towards race, religion, sex, and national origin. This is what our world dealing with. It's been around for millions of years, this hatred warfare that we in, because the devil keep bringing it up, keep pushing it. Stay away from blacks, stay away from whites, stay away from Chinese. Every nationality we've been programmed to stay away from. We have a picture, a way the society have programmed us to think. Whether it's right or wrong, society is the cause and the effects of our problem in this world today. What are you going to do about it? What am I going to do about it? Until I define out who I am as a parent, I cannot go out there and judge somebody else's parents until I look at myself first. Now, I want to share something in how I like to teach kids about how to humble yourself. Jesus was a humble man. And I gave them some example of selfish people and a humble person. You give more than you're going to receive if you humble. You don't boast of yourself. You want to teach those kids to be humble, not to put each other down. Their feelings should come before your feelings. And when you question little kids, they're a lot smarter than you think they are. It's the way that you put the information out there in order for them to process it. And I find those little babies that I teach, and I think the parents, they listen. They listen to instructions and guidelines. I'm going to be honest with you. If you train those kids the spiritual way, them kids not going to get in no trouble. If you change your wicked ways and teach them God ways, them babies going to be all right. But if you not all right, how do you expect the babies to be all right? I care about the babies. Ladies, before you make that mistake, men, before you make that mistake, think about what you're bringing in this world together. But if both of you are going to, as a good time, let's just have a baby. You go your way, I go my way. I love the streets, you love the streets. We have a baby. How can we nurture that baby if both of us love the streets? We want to go out in the streets and find another one. We want to find another one. But at the same time, that little baby is going to suffer. That baby going to grow up in an environment, they see what you do, they see what their dad do, and they consider it's all right. Shame on you. I'm going to say it again. Black people, let's work together. Let's keep our kids, let's teach our babies. Spend more time teaching them how to read and write. Teach them that we live in a society that the only people will make the final decision is you and my kids at the end. You understand the importance of babies? Do you understand when you look at a little baby? I'm going to be honest with you. I can be in a store. I can be traveling in a plane. And if there's a little baby sitting in front of me, that parent gonna know why. Why is that baby laughing so much? I'll be playing what you call a peep. And once you get them and they looking back, man, them little eyes be following you like a radar. If you duck, they're going to find a way of finding where you at. That is the alertness that the God gave them kids. They gave them little eyes to see. Them little rascals can see. They can see everything. When I see these little babies and they begin to try to understand the world, when they first meet you, they sort of a little timid. But once they feel like they are safe, you're not a threat to them, you're going to get more love from them than their parents get. When you go to a little puppy, he's a little timid before he comes to you. But once he finds out that you are not a danger to him, you don't have to worry about getting rid of him. Them little babies, when they feel like they are secure, they feel like I'm loved because my parents are going to take care of me. They're not going to leave me out to the wolves. When those kids feel that security, they're not going to trust the outside world until they get comfortable. Let me read this to you. Babies are such a nice way to start people. Did you understand what that meant? Babies are such a nice way to start people. You want to get people to start talking? Bring a little baby around. I don't care whether you white, black, green, purple. The mothers have a way to communicate with other mothers. They understand what the mothers went through to bring that baby in the world. They understand the pain and the suffering that the mom had to go through bringing that baby in the world. Women have more compassion about little babies, regardless whether they're white, black. They just, man, you got a beautiful baby, and they hard mean that. I don't care. Go into a baby doctor and look at the compassion how these women, they share ideals. They share what the babies are going through with. That is that relationship that God gives to all women. These are your babies, these are my babies, and I know what you went through with. I'm not raised up in a good environment, or now I'm raised up in a good environment. These women start sharing ideals about their babies, and they share about their ups and downs. Why can't we men talk about the same situation? But we don't have time. But we want to drop the dime, but we don't want to waste the time. I'm telling you, boy, you need to start growing them. It's not all about the woman that have the baby. It took two to tangle. We need to change our ideology about how we're raising our baby. Look at what's happening. As a result of your ignorance, look at your surroundings. Because you did not train them, you did not keep them in school, They went to school, but they didn't learn anything. Look where the rich get richer and the poor get poor. Where do you see most black workers at? Where? McDonald's, Burger King. I just want you to look at it because they done dropped out of school. They uneducated. You did not teach your baby the importance of knowledge and education. Come on, you need to wake up. If the shoe fit, you wear it. I observe everything. Look at the Lord's paying job. And look where the rich hires the poor to get richer, to pay them less because they're uneducated. I look at everything. I thank God that I went in the military. I thank God that He gave me a mind to think, gave me eyes to see, ears to hear. I'm just saying to you, our babies are falling back because of you. I'm not blaming society on everything, but I'm blaming you as a parent for everything. No money. What are you doing? I'd rather go to the casino. I'm going to say this to you. You enjoy the life you live and live the life you love. But when you are poor, the rich and the psychologists understand how the human mind works. In the poor neighborhood, where they makes all their money. You understand? The poor neighborhood. You got all the different kinds of jobs. It doesn't mean that you're uneducated. It means that you enjoy doing what you enjoy doing. But me, myself, and I, as the way I think now, I'm not going to settle for less than who I think I am. A job is a job as long as you are sacrificing for your family and loving your family and doing the very best that you possibly can. As long as you having that baby to feel secure around both of you. Hold up, I got something to say. One grandmother will spoil a baby. Hey, grandma, what's up, girl? Why are you spoiling the baby, girl? Baby love you more than they love me. Why? If you're smart, you'll answer that question. Two working together will bring him up in the way he should go. For each will suspect the other of spoiling him and will check out. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Grandma, thank God for grandma. I mean, them grandmothers, I'm going to tell you something. Them grandmothers will love them babies. And guess what? Them grandkids rather be around the grandparents than their own parent. Because grandparents have a way of spoiling those kids. They have a way of making the kids feel secure when they come around grandma and grandpa. They rather feel that safe environment than to live in the environment they're living in. You understand? The importance of grandparents. Grandparents can sit back, look at them little babies and say, man, this is my DNA too. But I need to raise them in the way they should go. I think 1 and 1 is still 2. And to a lot of parents, 1 and 1 is about 9. That means that you're not adding right. 1 and 1 is 2. 2 become 1 when you're raising those babies. I can't expand or elaborate on it. Is that we're putting our babies out here and letting them raise. We're putting them babies out here. We're not educating. We're not training them. We're not training them. Stop blaming the finger. Point the finger this way. I am the cause and the effect of my kids. I don't care how you look at it. Hold up. I'm not finished with you yet. A baby is born with the need to be loved. You understand? A baby's born with the need to be loved and never outgrow it. Once they got that love in them, they're going to have that love forever and ever. But when you have not been raised in a loving environment, you will be fed to the wolves, the lion. And don't wait until these lions and these wolves devour your kid in order for you to say, well, I need to train him. It's too late, Kadumbo. How can you save your kid when a wolf and a lion them devoured them and you know that they was around you and you didn't do anything about it? Wake up and smell the roses, girl, boy. Hold up. Every baby born into this world is a finer one than the last one. Did you understand what that meant? Are you working with me this morning? I'm going to give you some other things to me. If feeding a baby is one sure way of finding out how bad your soup pot. Man, you ever seen a baby boy? Let me tell you. Baby got a way of letting you know, man, I don't want that. I mean, babies have a way of communicating with you without talking. Now, I want you to step back and look at this little baby. Now, you know when the baby hungry. And you know when the baby don't want to eat. You know when the baby looks at it and says, oh, no, I'm not familiar with that, what you putting in front of me. Man, they begin to develop that taste, that smell. These are things that God gave them coming in this world. He gave us all these senses. He gave us a computer. He brought us in this world with love. He showed us love by sacrificing his only beloved son. Why can't you do the same thing as God doing? Why don't you show love or more love to these little babies that is growing up? A small baby with a neck-neck nose cannot constantly be regarded as the thing of beauty. You know, neglect a baby. Do you understand what that meant? Maybe I will read that again. A small baby with a neglected nose cannot constantly be regarded as a thing of beauty. Talk to me. What are you going to do about these little babies? Huh? I need you to talk to me. What are you going to do about it? Huh? You going to start raising the baby, or we going to work together, or we going to stop saying, look, I can care less about the black baby, the white baby, the green, whatever. A baby is a baby. I don't care how they grow up. God did not bring the baby in this world to hate. You caused the hate. God brought this baby in this world because of love. He gave you the love. He gave you the gift of life through Christ, that little baby. Everything happened after the baby that came into this world. I got to blame you. God brought this baby in this world with skills, ability, nice talent, understanding. They was built with that. They know eventually those five senses. But do you know them? You have to teach that baby certain things, but certain things is inherited. The love, the kindness, the peace, and joy. He came here with that. You destroyed the baby by taking that away from him, by dealing with society and dealing with the way society think. You can't stand the heat. You might want to get out of the kitchen right now because it's only going to get a little hotter. Out of the mouth of babies come a lot of what they should have swallowed. Let me ask you something. To all the parents, cousin, you know that your daughter just had a little baby. And you know the mother really loved that baby, and fathers do. But what do you think when that little baby gets sick? Baby get a temper. The baby is just disturbed. What goes through your mind? Besides, I'm going to beat the baby up because they're not doing what I want the baby to do. What goes through your mind? That little baby got to go to the hospital. 6 months. His digestive system, his ear. We don't understand the laws of cause and the effects. We don't understand the ability to understand the little baby need nourishment. That baby need spiritual growth. Don't let that baby suffer because of your ignorance. Love that baby. Show that baby that you love him and you're willing to protect him. And stop throwing him out there to the wolves. Nobody want to be bothered with your kids because you don't bath them. You don't teach them. They can't read. They can't write. They go to school looking any kind of way. You don't care about your baby. You care about yourself. For me, you are nasty. As a mother, if you care more about yourself than your baby, you understand? You need to be more humble towards that baby. It's not about yourself, and I. When you stop putting self first, you become humble. I don't know if you understand that. I don't know if I need to break it down. A baby is a loud noise at one end and no sense of responsibility at the other end because you are not training that baby. I care about baby. You should care about baby. What are we going to do to make our black babies, our brown, our babies that society have programmed that they're not going to succeed? They're going to always be at the lower part of the pyramid. When are we going to reprogram and teach our babies how to be smart, educated? When are we going to spend time from our babies teaching them how to read, how to write? When are we going to stop cursing our little babies out? Because they don't know. And you blaming them for something that they don't know. But because of your short temper, you blaming the baby. Come on. You work with me. Let me ask you something. Just imagine that you know it got wolves in your neighborhood. Just imagine you got a lion in your neighborhood. And you notice the reputation of these lions. Kill, steal, and destroy. That's the devil's mind. But when you allow that kid to go out there and face these lions with no training, with no love, they don't have nothing in their heart to live for. They just out there trying to make it on their own because of your stupidity. I'm calling it the way it is. If you don't like it, you know what you can do with it. Because I'm tired of all these black kids, babies, falling behind. And we got an excuse for everything. We need to join forces and stop blaming society on our failure. If the streets is more important to you, but don't bring the baby in the world. If you're not going to love the baby, think about it before you make the mistake. We all make mistakes. But we don't all have to continue to make the mistake. But once we start evaluating ourselves and looking at the world around us, once I correct myself, then I can start correcting you. Do you know what the Bible said? How can you, as a parent, tell me You need to take the sawdust out of your eye. You need to take that little peck out of your eye. When you, as a parent, got a whole log in your eye, that log is much bigger than the little peck. I cannot judge you. You cannot judge me. The Bible said, judge not, and you will not be judged. You must understand, we can judge our neighbor, we can judge our society, but you are part of that society which causing all the cause and the effects of your world. I scare a lot. The art of being a parent is to sleep when the baby isn't looking. You know that's being, when the little baby sleep, and you say, well, when the boy or girl close their eyes, this is a good time for mom to get some sleep. That's a nourishment. I don't care what your boy say, I'm coming at you before I close out. Do you know a woman have to go through a lot raising a baby and bringing a baby into this world? And when you was the cause of it too. Do you realize that the mother have to walk around 9 months or whatever situation may be? She got to tote that baby inside of her. That's you. You going out there working, little old 8-hour job. She got to tote that baby around. She got to have certain treatment, nourishment before she bring the baby in the world. She must thank God that she's able to have a baby. But once that baby comes into the world, that's when the more responsibility starts. That mother has more responsibility than you can even think of. You only thinking about yourself. My girlfriend having a baby. My wife having a baby. Okay, cool. That's nice, boy. You did a good job. But there is a bigger responsibility on the mother bringing that baby in the world. Got to take him to the hospital. Got to watch him all time of the night. You trying to sleep. You are impatient. Hey, sir. When you understand what the baby's going to do and how the baby to develop, then you wouldn't be all upset. You figure that you go out there, hang on that little 8-hour job. Yeah, you make some good money, but the responsibility is with that mother. My mother raised 12, 13 babies. You got to understand, 13. She had to nurse all 13. She had to give her the best thing she had. She always protected us, no matter how poor we were. She always was our refuge, and she was our strength, just like God. He's our refuge, and he's our strength. He's a very present person in time of our need, in time of our sorrow. You call on God. Ask him to help you to raise this baby in the way that the baby should grow. And that day, that baby will never depart from you. And I will say to you, unless you got God in the mix, you're going to always have evil thoughts. You can take it to the bank and cash that check. Guarantee it's going to cash. What are we going to start doing? Are we going to keep bringing all these babies in the world and let them suffer? Are we going to bring them to the world to show them that they are loved and protected? What you going to do, boy, girl, what up? I want to close out by saying that our babies is our precious gift. God love little babies. Little babies is God's precious gift. If we can work this thing out together, raising our babies, our society will change. God did not bring us in this world the way that we are acting today. We got into the world because of our surrounding, our environment, caused us to hate each other. Don't let society destroy the person who you are. I want to thank you for listening to me throughout my broadcast. And I'm asking you to subscribe and hit the notification. Because me, myself, and I talk real talk. And sometimes most people may not want to hear it. I call it the way I see it. And I hope this made a difference in each and every last one of your life. And I thank God that He was allowing me to deliver this message about the importance of our babies. And I thank God that He woke me up this morning. You should thank God also. It's been a pleasure. And well, to me, it's a privilege to wake up this morning. And I ask, God bless all of you. Until the next time, be good. Let's raise these babies. We can do it. Take care.